right, let's see what energy is up today. Woo. We have Gazelle energy. This is heightened awareness and ability, vulnerability. The Gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hypervigilant. So if you've been experiencing hypervigilance lately, understandable. And I'm also seeing that this is a gift. So this gift can be turned in on itself, where it creates a lot of anxiety and fear and really wreaks havoc on your nervous system. But also, when you transmute the energy that's coming out as fear, and to honor that, like, that's not to make fear go away, because fear is very useful and helpful, but the kind that's harming you and not helping you, and, you know, putting stress into your system, like, that can be transmuted into power. And with that, you have greater access to that heightened awareness of your Gazelle energy. And what that means is you'll also be aware of the energies around you. Hypervigilance, that's looking out for danger and fear. Like, when you transmute the energy that's coming out as a sense of panic into awareness, then you have access to the information you need. So know too that with this, create an environment around you that really supports your nervous system. So that could be the food that you eat, or the environment, your home environment. I really invite you to focus in on that a lot. Like, create a beautiful cocoon nest for yourself, so as you come back from being out in the world, that your energy is nurtured. All right, what else do we have here? Ooh, so 2 of them actually. All right, the temple. This is similar to what I was saying. This connects in with creating that temple. Basically, that's an expression of an outward temple almost, right? Creating your environment so that it's a temple for you. But this is also speaking of the wisdom within. I don't know if that's a word. Quiet external noise. Quiet the external noise. So this call to create an environment that really supports you and your nervous system and your heart and your body is about, directly relates to creating a more peaceful inner world. So allowing that to really seep in. So it's kind of a both and, right? So you work on your external environment, but you also do the things that support your inner environment, your inner temple. And know too, I love that. Look at that. She also has short hair. Or they. That's awesome. So the wisdom within. So this too is a sense of, like, when there's a honoring of yourself at such a deep level, where you're expressing it both outwardly and inwardly, you are caring about when your nervous system is really hijacked. You're taking note, you're doing the things that support you. You're also reaching out to other folks, right? Like, you don't have to do this by yourself. Maybe that's why you're watching this. But that it creates a clear inner world so that you can actually receive the wisdom. You know, I feel like with a lot of the fear going around right now, we're getting clouded, we're not sure what to do, and it feels really chaotic and scary. And then there's a sense of, you have support, way more support than you think that you do. You have inner support, but you also have energetic support. You have support in your physical environment. You have people around you, maybe people you haven't thought of in a little while. There's so much around you of support. And I really invite you to create, like, really care about this inner temple. You matter. Your inner world matters. And when you prioritize that, and you honor that, and you set those boundaries that you need to set, and you move in silence if you need to, that inner wisdom comes out to play, and you can hear it more clearly. I know sometimes it can be really hard, especially if you're divergent in the ways where your just brain is going all the time. It can be really hard to access, like, where's the wisdom in all this, like, things going on internally. But there you can support your nervous system, which will help you to access the wisdom, right? It's not that your mind has to be completely quiet. That's never the goal. Because there's a lot of intelligence there too, right? So not to let go of your mind, but to sort of bring your whole system into alignment. And that allows you to really receive that. And really also, I invite you to spend some time more intuitively doing maybe like an energy practice, giving yourself touch if you need that. You probably do. And like, understand too that this doesn't have to be perfect. Whatever your practice is to support your inner temple or your inner world, your inner wisdom, it does not have to be perfect. It does not have to look like something you've seen elsewhere. That's also the call too. Like, your inner wisdom comes when you sort of let go of all of these constructs around how you have to show up and receive in the moment, just like, what is the flow of what I need to do, right? Like, I did that today. And, you know, there were like elements of things that I've studied before that I brought in, you know, some tapping, some like tantric practices, but like, it was all just this flow of just listening to like what I needed in that moment. And it was really, really powerful. So, inner temple. And the volcano. Relationships express, don't stagnate. I just like, look at that for a second. Powerful. I actually want to read a little bit from the book on this one. Behold the fiery dance of the volcano. If we fail to express our anger, it can turn into resentment. When we feel upset or frustrated, it's easy to let it slide for fear of upsetting someone. But then it might build into something bigger. If we find a way to communicate clearly and compassionately, we can avoid unnecessary conflict, confusion, and separation. The volcano card invites you to express your feelings now. Express your feelings now, before they get out of hand. To clearly state what your experience is, so you can solve it now before it turns into something else. This card generally comes up when you need to express something that's been left unsaid. This doesn't mean that you must be aggressive or volatile. Instead, it's about having the conversation before it turns into something bigger. When we leave our feelings to fester, they can grow red hot and eat us from within. Eat us from within. But if we can process our feelings and express them in a way that's kind and honest, we can avoid unnecessary harm to a relationship or to ourselves. You may be being called to express your feelings to yourself with a practice such as journaling. You may be being called. I like that. You might be called now to find a way to express your own inner dialogue. This is so like freaking. There we go. Look at that. Or to have a conversation with someone else in which you express yourself. So interesting, right? That this is not just about your internal experience and your internal world, but that it is meant to come out. The expression of this internal wisdom, which can be that you need to express some anger, is really, really powerful and important, and is all part of that. Like, I know that letting anger just fester inside just really kills you. And it does not help you to access your wisdom, right? It really clouds it up. So not only can fear do that, but anger unexpressed can do that too. And this may be a time, a tower moment, as they say, that where things are crumbling down, including if you have this, your tendency to hide what you're feeling, or to people please, or to not have solid boundaries, Solid boundary is not, I don't like that sometimes people in the spiritual world are saying that boundaries are like mean that you can't then receive. It's not about that. Boundaries at its core are about honoring you. So it's not about just a pushing away. It's a honoring of you. Boundaries are all about, if this doesn't occur or this thing doesn't change, then I'm going to do something for me. It's a very active thing, and it's you-centered, and it's how you honor and validate yourself, right? That is a part of expression. That's a part of showing up in the world. And with that, too, it does allow for a greater sense of openness where you can receive people showing up and honoring your boundaries. Like, I do love that phrase where, what is it? Like, boundaries are how you show other people how to love you. And that's so important, right? And yeah, anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyways, gazelle. Another thing too about gazelle is like they're very fast. They're very, I'm kind of getting the sense of like fast, elegant. They're not fast in the sense of chaotic energy. They're fast in like, I can go really fast when I let myself soar, you know? So like maybe some of that too. And also like, I don't know, there's an element where they seem somewhat quiet, but their presence is powerful. So I don't know if that resonates with you, but take it or leave it. This one about the inner temple. Last look at that. Your inner wisdom. It's very important, and it's also calling you to express what you need to express. That you don't have to wreck your nervous system by letting it fester and then blow up inwardly or outwardly. But that this is a time of calling you to more consistently showing up for your emotions, more consistently showing up to your communication, trusting that you have the inner strength to be with whatever comes, to be able to navigate conflict, because conflict isn't bad. But the inner conflict that you create by not showing up to expressing yourself, your anger, your boundaries, whatever you need to express, does create some very dense, unhelpful energy. Okay, this is actually a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. It's coming on for like 3 minutes, but okay. Bye. I'll see you again soon. And yeah, thanks for being here.